Yeah, I think it's such an interesting profession because it's so broad. You know, when I first came across business analysis, it was about writing down requirements for systems and also working as a subject matter expert. In the when I first did it in investment banking, it was about knowing about investment banking, which was interesting. Um, but then it's gradually evolved over the years with the introduction of the certification syllabuses. I think those are the key things really. The BA book from IIBA and the CBAP and so on the one hand, and the BCS certifications and the books that go to support that on the other hand. And people have gradually realized over the years it's not about being a subject matter expert. There's a whole load of transferable skills which you can take from one industry to another industry. Um, but there's also a massive breadth of stuff there. I mean, there's a huge amount of stuff. Um, as you know, there's 50 techniques in the BA book guide, and in the BCS book about business analysis techniques, there's whatever it is, 123 or something in the latest edition.
Yeah.
Um, but even they don't cover everything that a business analyst needs to know. Um, and you know, I was talking to people at the business analysis conference last week who were talking about all sorts of things that are not in any of those syllabuses, really high level strategic things to do with um, liaising with external stakeholders on behalf of the organization and things like that. So it's massively broad, and there doesn't seem to be any natural limit to uh, to where it's going to go. It seems like it could expand forever. And I know that some people find that a little bit disorientating. You know, some people are very keen on having clarity about what is the business analyst role. Should it include, for example, should it include user-centered design? Some people say not. Should it include, well, cybersecurity, for example? Some people would say not. Um, but I think, you know, it's expanding to include everything. And I think we need to be T-shaped people or whatever the latest extension of the idea of a T-shaped person is. I think we need to have those deep specialist skills, but I think the more we can broaden our skills to include at least a reasonable working understanding of all these other areas, the better. And I think that's the way it's going. And I think in future people are going to be successful as business analysts and in demand as business analysts if they're good at learning, you know, and if they're good at seeing the connections between different things. I think those are the key things, and I think that's quite exciting.